which looks like it may be the case in flame tempos.
Oh, hang on, Mako starting the level 1. Look at Shousey and Elk, they got first blood. Wow! Hacker helping out, and you know what? We talked about how the strength of bottom lane's there, but not this quickly.
No.
The Q missing there from Crime, but an auto attack close. Pots needed to be burned. Is even bigger. Ultra Prime heading towards the Herald. EDG already started this up, and this time for Hacker, I can't say good things because he is just nuked. He face checks, and it is a big mistake with EDG's vision finally paying off.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a disconnect from Hacker there from the rest of his team.
Item of his own. Meanwhile, the fight's going on the bottom side. Both top laners can't join as EDG finally secure their own dragon. One apiece, the fight begins on top of Mako. I don't think Hacker wants to be here. He flashes forward, the Sonic Wave doesn't connect. EDG getting low though, the Tempest Cripple doing work in a circle, but they're on top of another. And Elk finally drops down, crying, hit by Viper. And this is the EDG we know and love. They're taking names, they're sacrificing some of their own, but it's a one fight with a 4 for 2 on the board.
I don't know how EDG won that fight. There was a little bit of extra CS, and then they rinse and repeat, just moving bot to mid. And now Hacker
doesn't need to be here, or doesn't want to be here, I should say. Third kill for Scout, and JJ in this mid laner. Elk and Shousey are going to be fended off by the bottom lane of EDG. In fact, Elk actually going to be locked down. There's the TP once again, Dagda. You talked about this, but now it's unleashed, and JJ and everyone else are down here. 5 members of EDG and Shousey just wants to support, but Viper will pick up a double. And when EDG say go, they go.
I know, there's nothing you can do. Prime was fully pushed in mid, so Scout just gets the...
That's the lane that Ultra Prime looked to for success. Well, Shousey can go in. Mako actually going to be the first target. That's a lot of burst damage. JJ jumping in by himself, and Scout's going to join in. Wait, that's a rise. AoE, and Scout tries to get Hacker away from him. Ultra Prime now in a bit of a choke as Viper's holding on for it. Onto Crying, the Solar Flare flashes away from. Look at the summoners tick away as Scout uses the Realm Warp aggressively. EDG have just gone.
Whenever Flandre is showing in a lane on bot side, right? Scout will not show as we go top side.
Scout of the week, is it there? No, deadly flourish from downtown. Scout runs in, no fear of the turret. And EDG Dagda, you might have to be more specific.
This wave, we'll see as soon as Scout hits that top side, Flandre just dip out of vision.
Okay, on a ward, Mako actually called out. Unleashed power, good little pick by Ultra Prime. Hacker wants the backline. And Viper has the Gale Force away. Remember, he has ultis, JJ Flash as well, but Ultra Prime a little bit too deep. Shousey at half HP too, have to be wary of. That's a pick though. And Ultra Prime on a ward, they're like, hey, let's start the Baron.
They have to. Flandre's pushing in bot side. He has TP to join, so it still will be a 4 versus 5. As Viper opens up with the curtain call to get some poking.
Shousey's hovering out of range. He didn't want to interrupt him because he knows he'll be dead, but now out of rush, the dredge line doesn't connect, and EDG, they've halted them off the Baron, but it recharges, goes in, and 3K, the TP in the backline as well. Ultra Prime's opportunity to get in the backline, but Viper still untouched. The deadly flourish once again, and Flandre joins in with Scout at the helm. ZS heals up, but it won't be for long as Scout charges through a choke. The Realm Warp now layered down, not even taken. And Elk is the biggest carry at this point. Crying doesn't have enough mana. Flandre's also over the wall. Good Scout of the week. The final marker though, Flandre just whops him. And this top laner picks up a spicy quadra and an absolute stomp of a game 1. Needs to get some good target selection on top of Scout. He stuns up, gets the AoE, but the problem is Ultra Prime don't have enough damage. They may get Flandre, but Viper's another problem. Scout as well on the backline. A 1-for-1 trade. It's slow. Scout's on the flank, and ZS is trying to do the same thing. Crying with Scout of the week on top of JJ, but that's a present guard immediately. ZS now in the middle, and he spots out Scout. He's like, oh no, he was waiting for me. And EDG have already taken one. It's Elk, the strongest member down. The Luden's Echo on the Heisa. Not going to do anything, especially when it's dead. Scout just goes on in. And at this point, for Ultra Prime, points for trying, but EDG crushed the mid-game and made sure this wasn't going anywhere near the 35-minute mark.
And EDG are just so good. Like, I don't care if I get called biased. I love watching EDG.
Yeah.
Like, these
We might need that relevant information because PTA will be activated, but lethal tempo even better. Viper about to get solo killed, or rather in the 2v2. It ain't a solo, but double summoners burn now. Mako on top of Elk, the flash forward, they got it. Dagda, how did that happen?
Damage to get the kill back, but mid lane.
That Lulu plays. Scout actually caught out as well. Hacker straight on into it. The flash from Hacker not necessary. Krine picks up the kill, but again, Dagda, the early game from Ultra Prime, doesn't matter if it's bot laning, gonna hold strong for now. Dude, if we come back to bot, let's just point out, Mako is like this frontline support, but maybe this time he's gone too far. Ignite's down, and Mako's been doing that for way too long. He's finally punished by Elk and Shousey, and Viper's even next. He's got the flash available. Cleanses immediately. Shousey with the Zenith Blade on top of him. Viper doesn't flash, and he pays the price.
Oh, it's messy stuff from EDG's bot side. Mako, no flash, and gets off the mark. Now, they still should get it. Maybe Flandre as well.
Let's see, the flash away. Cataclysm is there. Flandre has the feast available, but Jeje's nowhere nearby. Top laner left out for scraps, and Krine picks it up with an Airy. 2 kills now on the mid lane Syndra, and this EDG, bar, full HP bar, and he's not really that far behind as Mako wild grows himself to get out from Hacker. Has flash and heal available, and Hacker actually gets hit pretty hard. They're grabbing him ulti. One more Q will do it, and Viper with the flash forward, not even necessary. It's Mako who trades his life though, and Krine picks up his 3rd kill. But the problem is, Dagda, Hacker died, and that Herald is going to have to be placed at base.
I mean,
the Herald play is exceptional. Or is it?
And
or is it Dagda? Or is it they spot out Jeje like on top of Viper? Hacker's been rused, and Ultra Prime's bottom lane will not get another. I believe it's just been popped. I'm not too sure on that one, guys. But Soloplay's going to lock him down. Jeje once again lying in wait, but this time on a ward. He's blown up. Okay, Mako's dead. The 3rd time this game, and Ultra Prime just keep taking kills.
Yeah, Mako not having the best of time.
By the way, actually 40. Will that hold true as big alien thing is about to get caught out by a man with a barrel? Explosive cast sends it backwards. Hackers on the way through. Shousey too. This is going to take a while, guys. Buckle in, because the damage here, not really that much. Like, it's taken a while. I'm glad we now have a support to Mega Death Rocket. They give it to Elk. Otherwise, it would have taken an extra 5 seconds.
It does give the time, though, for EDG. I don't care about that bot lane at all right now. It's going to be a case of, like, we're going to ping-pong it between us. Oh, JJ.
Well, solo player's in, but they can't damage him over the wall. Elk just keeps hitting away, waiting for the timer. Krine's now coming in as well as Hacker gets half HP, but look at this. ZS with a huge flank, but for EDG, they're picking a pathway. ZS running towards them pretty fast with the flash with his explosive cast. Who's his target? Scout pops him out in the back line, and ZS still runs towards them, but for now, EDG saw it coming, and even Flandre on top of the mid laner. EDG coming back in. He takes no damage, but the rest of the team aren't alongside with him. Everyone on top of Flandre, everything used, down he goes. But a 3-man Moonlight Vigil is huge from Viper. In a choke, Ultra Prime, not where they should be as Chaos Storm around from the wing. Hacker back in to his death. And ZS now the front line that has to get them away. EDG trading when they're down in gold.
But there's so much damage onto Ultra Prime. EDG, they can get the mid lane turret. They're even turning over together, can very quickly flip any sort of these, what we call 50-50 steals, but are never really 50-50 with a Shogun.
That's true. Well, Shogun's going to face it. Jeje at half HP though. The Crescent Guard comes out again, but look at the pathing. Look at the position of the gravity field, but for Ultra Prime, it's the Gragas backline that's absolutely blown it apart. They might even have this fight. Scout goes down too. Flandre just a remnant. Viper left alone, and for ZS, that was beautiful. Gale force away. Flandre lucky to be alive. There's a super mega death rocket from Elk. He wants to fire it down. Scout on the flank here. Look at where Elk is. Chaos Storm, he goes gold, and that's a zoning ult for the time being, but Scout's just obliterated. Shoutsy's going to be targeted here with Calibrum as JJ once again. The engage is there, but Flandre here has been tackled up. You said it, Dagda. He can't deal with Elk, who destroys him too. Flash over the wall from this Ultra Prime 80 carry. The Death Rocket avoided, but Ultra Prime cannot be avoided as easily.
And they're just going to bring it on back. Baron, away from these structures.
It's one auto. I mean, look, Elk walks up. That's it. Explosive cast. The Present Guard will save him for now. But Hacker's walking up as well. Flandre takes Scat of the week, and Ultra Prime are all in with the Cataclysm on the backline. That's Viper. He goes into it because there's only one way out, and unfortunately, if you want to get to the top, you got to rock and roll. Are we doing it again, Dagda? No. Penta stolen. It's a quadra this time.
Yes, come
Elk
on.
almost got Two pentas within like 4 days of each other. Ultra Prime, well-deserved once again, going to a game number 3 against the world champions. That EDG are obsessed with.
Yeah, I think they're trying to contest the Clarice bomb, but they don't have position.
Well, Shouty to flash away. You're not getting away, JJ. Does he have enough energy? I don't think so. Shouty, that was literally...
You can make plays bot, but that's kind of out of the question. Hacker is controlling there. Mako, where are you
Mako
going?
Sidestep, he has Everfrost, excuse me, it's a Glacial Augment instead. Mako flashes over the wall, but he's followed and dunked down, and a bit of overkill from Ultra Prime, but they wanted to... He's waddling on in, and you can see 5 people here. Scout with a flanking angle. Ultra Prime, this is going to be a full 5v5. Okay, now's the time to wake up. Shouty in with a 2-man knockup. JJ and Viper immediately flash away. They've built space. Ultra Prime, this is not a good position, but into the backline. Scout is actually awkward himself. ZS and Elk deal with him. And now for the needlework, a curtain call. Everything flying down the line as ZS continues to charge forward. Ultra Prime, guys, I didn't see who got the Rift Herald, but... And really get into the nitty-gritty. Yes! A kick play. Solar Flare into the back line as well. EDG have found a pick on top of Cryan. I shout in absolute hooray that we finally got some channeling mid. There's no time to talk about Beaster because Solar Flare comes on down. Elk cleanses immediately. We finally get the fight. Explosive cast great. Onto Elk, the Sonic Wave. JJ set up for success. The Warthog, the kick a bit early, but it's double Cataclysm at the exact same time. EDG is sicking around of doing nothing as Viper hits from the back line, but Ultra Prime are getting diminished. Flandre and Mako heading forward. It's 1 for the price of 2. EDG win the fight. That ever again. Viper gets poked out a little bit by Cryan. EDG are in the pit, but ZS is starting to drag it. Flandre goes on an explosive cast on the flying cow. He's dead. Let's reset that height as Scout goes in again. His Cataclysm used, but he's gone gold, but so is ZS. Right into the backline. That Cataclysm is onto 4. Sonic Wave, into the backline. There's Solar Flare onto Elk. Deadly Flourish locks in place, and EDG are actually on the escape path, but ZS is going to block this for now. The 4-shot doing minor damage. ZS at half HP, but there is no smite for Ultra Prime. They're trying to burst this quickly, but JJ's going to walk on in. Ultra Prime, don't do this objective. Hit it fast or don't hit it at all. Sonic Wave's there. JJ goes back on in. Someone needs to hit it right for the smite. Infernal Soul given over. And now for ZS running away. Elk the next target. Jinx hitting away. Needs to get excited. 1 reset is all it takes. Super Mega Death Rocket not available, but the soul is all in EDG. Their place. Hackers moving in, and even though my analogies make no sense, maybe the team fight does. Great Solar Flare into the back line of no Shouty. Not really flying anymore. In fact, Ultra Prime won't be flying after this as well. Viper's damage insane, and the Infernal Soul on a Jin. Of course it is. Another kill goes down. Ultra Prime are burning down fast. That's 2 already dead, and now it's time for dinner. It's time to take out the trash. No.
Pummeling in this mid. Yeah. I think the mistake for Chelsea not getting the early Shirelli is... Oh, there we go!
Well, 4 shots at the ready. Watch Viper. He hits Chelsea once again, and he's taking so much damage, even with the Unbreakable Wheel. Scout takes it. Cataclysm in the backline, but EDG still healthy enough. Infernal Soul packs a hell of a wallop as into the back. The Observer even freaks out. Too much action for this sleepy game as the curtain call hits all members, and EDG, they want to end this one before the 35-minute mark. Dagda. Baron on 4 members. They're going to run it home.
The team fight is still just too strong from EDG. Scaling be damned, Infernal Soul lives on, and EDG will look to take the series.
If only just Ultra Prime gave them a very good run, but at the end of the day, EDG will remain undefeated in series, but we have our eye on Ultra Prime. And EDG, we have our eye on you, because this series, there's going to be a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot to talk about with the coaching staff, but hey, a win's a win at the end of the day.
going tickety-boo for top esports when it comes to that kind of. Oh,
yeah, looks like.
Actually,
Oh,
it's a solo kill. Zoom just walks under the tower, wants to make sure that View doesn't get any of the action. But hey, we're talking about Bew messing up. He's just solo killed Zoom.
I mean, he got a reset off.
But with Zoom moving over, JackieLove moving up from the bottom side as well. We're going to have 5v5 on our hands. Hook goes out from Joe, does find Shanks, but they can't follow up. And it's actually stolen by View. And WE will grab themselves a Herald. They'll grab themselves a bonus kill on the enemy top laner. And Bew. Will he survive? Because Xiaopeng in on the Thresh Express and now stays in trouble, but the hook immediately goes through. Cleanse is going to help a little, but Knight's here as well. Rocket comes out from JackieLove. Xiaopeng falls though. It's 1-for-1 thanks to Shanks, who's looking for a little more, but decides to back away in the end. With 3 plates and an even trade of kills, I think WE take that any day of the week.
WE definitely coming out on top in that play. They did have to burn a ton of summoners, though. Both flashes burned from...
Here, but Drake down to 1,000. It's going to be smited. WE now looking for a fight on top of it, but a good flash from Xiaopeng. Knight trying to move in for a bit of damage himself. Shanks can answer those. Zap comes in. Top esports aren't done just yet, and that hook is beautiful from Joel. Straight onto the enemy AD carry, and it sets up for Knight to finish him off. 2 kills from top esports, and they look for more with the slow onto View as well. Ethereal Chains looks for the root on top of everything else. Knight has to get out though. Or does he? Grabs himself a double kill. Beautifully done by top esports.
And this is the early skirmishing we were talking about. Joel finding the hook. Looks like they still want to go for more. WE feeling quite confident that top esports can't go for a dive. They don't have a wave, so it doesn't look like in this matchup Aatrox should have a pretty decent time thinning it out. But no, they're going for it.
Okay, Zoom gonna pop the ulti. I don't think he can survive this one. The lifesteal though! Oh my days, he moves out of the tower again. He's actually alive right now. Bew misses the barrel. Can Zoom survive? Not anymore, unfortunately. Gets him all low, but can't finish him. Now the play on the bottom side for the flash from Kadai.
On the opposite side, but TES did greed a little bit as Bew looking for the aggression.
Lives in trouble, but the Flame Chompers keep him alive for the time being. Duo, the sacrificial lamb, but now the flash onto JackieLove. Cast back, but gets behind Zoom. Is Knight trying to play distraction for his AD carry. Rocket goes in. Bew solo on HP, and Xiaopeng to the other side of the wall. Flashes over. The Wild Growth keeps him alive. Knight finishing the kill off. Resets for Xiaopeng. JackieLove still goes strong. He's autoing a ward. Hit the enemies, JackieLove. The ward finally goes down, and that means he can hit the chickens instead. But the Flame Chompers go in once more. It's a 1-for-1 somehow. As JackieLove finally throws an auto at the enemies.
For top esports to make sure he can get on targets. That'd be quite useful. Oh, View!
Oh, the knock-up on the Lantern. JackieLove is down. Huge pick for WE here. This duo will surely fall as well. Zoom trying to buy time, trying to distract up on the top side of the fight. But he just can't do anything. And forget the dragon. It's a realm warp into the... They're not willing to commit to the base. They're going back towards the Baron instead. It's going to be a 50-50 smite. And it's taken by View. Now the fight is on our hands. Drow trying to pull people out. But JackieLove has already fallen. And WE will get everything their hearts desire. Knight has to flee. 3 kills. And now WE can make their way to the base.
WE being a little bit indecisive there. Do we go mid? Do we go to the Baron? They decide to pull towards the Baron. TS are low, and they find the fight. And this should be them ending the game.
Yes, it should. I don't see a way that this ends a different way. Knight still with a flawless KDA, but not able to do anything about the situation. He goes in, he tries to make something happen, but he ends up on his fountain. 10-5, and WE take down top esports for game 1 of the day.
I feel like it was a little bit of a draft diff coming out for the side of WE. I really liked what they had into the champions that top esports did pick up. TS definitely having windows where they could have taken over the game, right? We even saw it later on in the game. I think Knight was doing his job phenomenally. Sit.
MR for yourself. Have to see how it's going to pan out. Certainly going to slow his build down on a champion that does need a few items to really come online. In the meantime, though, Herald started off by WE. They won it in game number 1. Top Esports, this time the ones late to contest, trying to move in. Knight is here with the package. Herald's down already, though. WE now getting packaged on. Now the fight kicks off as Joe backs away, goes down for his trouble. It's 1-for-1 as the Gragas falls as well. Stay in the middle of everyone, has red and white. Knight, and after Valk over the wall, will survive for the time being. There's a route coming in though. Jackie Love off to the side. Can he finish these health bars? Everybody getting low for WE, and Top Esports collapsing, looking for more. Stay in trouble. Knight needs one more rocket to finish the kill, but he's out of ammo. He can't quite get it. Now he gets his rocket. So I feel like this composition sort of goes against the early game skirmishing style that I'm so used to. Jackie Love just walked under the tower for no reason. Jackie Love, what are you doing, man? Again, let's see who gets it. It's Xiaopeng. That's 2-2 on the smites this series now. There's Bubu on the front line. Kadaya low on HP, flashes out to safety. Zoom surviving. So Xiaopeng stuck in the pit though and will get finished off. Few gets a bit of revenge. And now Droll has to tank for the rest of his squad. Moonlight Vigil goes wide. He's got a stopwatch well. View's the one in trouble all of a sudden, but their health bars are low for Top Esports. Bubu trying to collapse, trying to finish off more. It's a 2-for-1, all things considered.
The neutral objectives, they still have that Rift Herald that went uncontested before, so they're gonna be able to get some damage down. Kadaya!
Finds from Jackie Love, and he's gonna get knocked back. What a cast from Bubu. That'll be 2 picks for WE in the mid lane. And sure, the Herald gets a charge, but it does nothing. The tower's still fine, and WE in complete control now. That's 2 massive picks in the mid game that should be able to snowball them to safety.
You know, maybe we've criticized a few of Bubu's casts coming out these past few games, but the thing I love about it is Bubu uses the ability pretty liberally. Zoom trying to go at Zoom. You're just gonna die, bro.
Yeah,
oh no, never mind.
Wait, what? I'm not even quite sure. I think that must have just been a Xiaopeng spear, right, to finish Stay off. I can't believe they pulled that off, honestly. You were still talking, so I was just going to allow it because it looked like Zoom had just completely sprinted it. But apparently not. Xiaopeng is going crazy for this one. Bit of damage from the laser, though, and Xiaopeng goes down and Shanks finishes him off. I don't know what's happening in this game anymore, Lyric.
I think Xiaopeng thought we did see in the last potential engagement from Zoom that, you know, he could get a fair bit of damage out on Zoom, and as long as Zoom doesn't flash really before, he will die. Ooh, the poke's coming out though, Munch.
Oh, the stun comes in as well, and that's going to be one finished off already. Zoom just buying time for the rest of his squad as it's 2 kills for Jackie Love. The reset for View as he tries to escape. The spears are insane. The rocket from Knight not quite finding its mark. His View managing to block it for the time being, but that will be a tower and more control gained for Top Esports.
LPL Baron.
They certainly will. They're doing what we should have seen from Top Esports last game, but the Chain of Corruption goes in. Xiaopeng up on the top side of this one. There's just damage across everyone, but Stay has fallen, and the carries are strong from Top Esports. They're looking for more as well. Flashes out from WE. And Top Esports, they just say, hey, thanks for the leash, guys.
You know the thing that's strange about this Baron, though, is that I feel like typically teams do Baron with some level of thought of like, hey, the enemy team just reset.
I don't know. I think this one's stupid for WE at this point, and I think they know it. I think you're absolutely right that they're kind of accepting this one. And Top Esports, they love delicious burgers, and they're going to go for another one here as Stay just gets completely one-shot again. He's already out of the fight at this point, just forced away from a singular rocket from Knight, who, by the way, 0-0 in 10 this game. Doesn't have any kills for himself, but it's not about kills. It's about sending a message, and Stay is receiving that message loud and clear.
And for TES, they're just going to be able to keep going in, sending that same message over and over again to the side of WE. And it's very easy for them to stay comfortably in this position, right? Because they do have the range to play with, because they can siege down these towers and allow the Baron buff to give the minions what they need to take them. So I expect 2 inhibitors now for the side of TES.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way. I mean, how does this team actually engage, right? Kadaya needs to just find a long-range solar flare. That'll do it. It's a good cast, but no damage has happened because Droll is playing Braum. He just blocks absolutely everything. Oh, it looked so good. It was such a good cast from Bubu. Stay is kicked out of the fight once more by a single skill shot. There's the solar flare. Can anything happen? Joel just presses unbreakable, and it ruins WE's hopes and dreams once again. Mr. Lyric, we're going in 3 games. We knew it was happening right from the start, and it is definitely happening. 12-8.
Been doing such a great job of maintaining pressure mid, but I don't care about mid right now much. We might get a skirmish and bot.
He would be in big trouble, but actually it might be Joel that's in trouble. Has to flash away, keeps himself alive though, and the flame choppers are huge. Only gonna get one route here, but the follow-up is massive from top esports. That'll be one, and now resets for Jackie Love. Traded back though as Shanks goes in for the play. Still has his splash available. Joel misses the hook, but he still gets onto Kadaya, but the white weapon is going strong. The shuriken's booming as Joel pulls him in, but goes down himself. Stay. He'll be here with his team. TP comes through into that mid lane as well from Bubu. Shanks looking for a pick onto Knight. Step too far forward. The ethereal chains will lock him up in a cast to finish it off as Stay. As well, this is still an outnumber in favor of WE, but with Zoom behind enemy lines, he can go for the play underneath the tower view. To use that ulti, the wild growth, keeping him alive for the time being, but he's pulled back under the tower and finished off. A great pickup here from top esports, and Secret Age Zoom setting it all up for you.
The power of patience. Target at some point. They are at least forcing TS away.
Oh no, he's got way too far forward. Just gets one shot, and now the rest of the team's in so much trouble. Wild growth already on cooldown. Kadaya goes down. The resets for Jackie Love. And everybody just getting wrecked here from WE. Bubu steps behind the squad. Stay chunked pretty heavily there. Bubu, you got to be a little careful, mate. We've just seen what happens if you go too deep by yourself. It's going to be View starting to swap draw. Flashes away, uses ulti. Shanks finishing the kill. Beautifully done. But look at the damage out from Knight as well. The Chaos Storm burning everyone on that squad. Bubu being chased, the laser underneath it. Rocket is blocked by Bubu, though. Oh, if Bubu doesn't get hit by that, that could have been like a triple kill on a Rocket. But it doesn't matter, because in the meantime, Zoom is pushing mid. That was 4v5. And now top esports will blast this base over.
The Chaos Storm just means so much when an enemy's funneling into you. Oh, they're getting caught again!
This might be the end of the game if top esports can win it, but Jackie Love's already down. Zoom in though, slams Aphelios onto his face, and Kadaya takes a haymaker to the dome. It's going to be 2 more kills for the top laner at top esports. Will at least be a top lane inhibitor.
I would expect they do need to back off after this one. You know what? I don't want to break these down. A replay is going to come up. We need to give credit where credit is due. We all need to appreciate my analyst, Mr. Joe Munchables Fenny. He said in the last game how the series will go. Game 1, TS lose. Game 2, they come back with a win. Game 3 will be the messy one, but you know in the end, the top esports will somehow pull through because that is typically what happens. Munch, you nailed it. I should probably break down this replay, but take it away, brother.
Oh, well, there was a group, and then you hit the abilities, Shanks took the kill. And then Knight just one-shot everyone. Like, I'm not entirely sure where all of that damage came from, honestly, but literally everyone suddenly above the week was 1 HP. If that rocket hits, if Bubu dies just a little quicker there, I think that would have just been an instant triple kill. It's kind of gutting for the guy, because that would have been such a good kill.
And that could have been the end of the game. A little bit more damage coming out from the side of TES. They are able to get an inhibitor out of it, though, as well as it being a topside inhibitor, which is pretty cool because it's going to be a lot more pressure on the side of WE when dragons do come up, which will be in 1 minute. So W going to need to keep Bubu up towards that top side clearing so it doesn't get too far pushed into their own base. He has pushed it to the side, top esports side of the map now, so they shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But it is opening up for Zoom to threaten this bot lane turret and has allowed for top esports to get full vision control of bot side. Luckily, though, we're not close to Soul Munch, so let's be real. Dragon probably not going to mean too much.
I don't think this Dragon's going to be taken at all. I think top Esports is just going to brute force a fight and maybe just win the spot. It's possible they don't. View is currently in the top lane. He's just finished the recall now. Shanks. Banshee's on Jaw's passive here as View looks for a stun. Did hit Jackula, but there's no follow from his squad right now. I think Shanks stuff was still on cooldown as he messes his W up a little bit. One thing I will say, Shanks is getting some good poke out onto this team. They don't have a whole lot of sustain to work with. Zoom just trying to maintain vision control in this choke point. And this is going to be a long siege. This is a battle of attrition.
It is. We did highlight, though, that Shanks is the critical member on the side of WE, right? Playing with Fog of War, going in and out, chunking these health bars, though, trying to make it a 4v5. Problem is, damage gap is pretty big at this point, but Engage comes out!
Underneath the tower, great ulti from View, but the damage is just huge. Knight flashing underneath to finish them off. View chased away, rocketed down by Jackula, but he can't quite finish the kill. Oh, he dies to the burn anyway. Red Buff finishes that one off. And top Esports, they dive the inhib, they don't lose a single player, and after such a messy series, it's looking like they're going to finish in style. Jackula having a great game to round things out, despite having some questionable moments across it. Jackula will survive, even from the last play from Shanks at the end of this one. The stun comes in onto Kadai. Actually manages to survive that one. The laser's not enough, but it does not matter. Top Esports, at the end of the day, take the win. WE, once more, they get